I'm Debra Meiburg, and I'm here with Ernie Loosen of beloved Dr. Loosen, vineyards from the Mosel Valley.
That was a really good friend of mine who put me in touch to a lot of wineries around the world. That was Stuart Piggott, an English journalist, which I met pretty early when he wasn't even in journalism yet. He was still studying art, so we got very close friends. He invited me to London. So that was basically the first time where I really get interested in all this international wine scene, because, you know, London is such a great city, you know. I mean, 10 tastings every day, so you can do every day another tasting. And he took me to a lot of these tastings, and you got a totally different view to the wine world, you know, especially if you come from a little valley in the Mosel, you know.
So you came back to this little valley.
Yeah.
How did you put that perspective into practice?
Well, I mean, at least, you know, I always had a saying, you know, in these old days. I always said, after being on so many tastings, seeing suddenly Bordeaux, I didn't know anything about Bordeaux in these days, Burgundy, you know, meeting great winemakers and so, you know. But what you learn is that great wines all have things in common or similar, you know. And therefore I always said, that was my first saying, which I put in my little brochure, you know, a great wine starts in your head. You first need an idea of a great wine, and then you can produce a great wine. Because if you always produce lousy wines and you don't look for great wines around the world, you know, then you will never get an idea of great wines. And then you can say, if you taste all the great wines of the world, you get an idea about how should a great wine look like. He should be, for me, elegant at the same time as being concentrated, dense, you know, but at the same time delicate, elegant, finesse. He should basically have all these kind of components, you know, integrated into one wine. And it doesn't matter if it is red, white or rosé, you know. I think I have a certain idea about a great wine, and I think you can transform it to each category, you know.
And putting that balance together, you've established wineries in several parts of the world. What was it like each time when you launched a new brand, waiting for the critics' review, the comments? How does that feel? Does it get any easier?
Well, you know, this project which we do in Washington is a joint venture between Chateau Saint-Michel and me. Chateau Saint-Michel is basically by far the largest Riesling producer in the world. The problem is if people have a certain preconception about things, they don't taste it. It's nothing wrong with the Riesling, but they never tasted it. They said, oh no, this isn't. So, but to get the things in front of people again, that they taste it again, and then they suddenly discover, oh, that's a beautiful wine, that's a great wine, you know? And this is the whole thing. And I think it's not the problem of the Riesling, it's the problem that the people don't taste it, or they didn't taste it anymore, you know? And didn't take the wine. And now, I mean, we are on a mission, you know?
Very successful one. Well, I'm looking forward to my Dr. Loosen. We're drinking what today?
This is a Wehlener Sonnenuhr Riesling Auslese from 2007 vintage.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheers.